Well, I was just going to say, I don't think there would be near the interest in what is actually happening at the CFPB without addressing the other elephant in the room. And 1071, does this mean 1071 will go away? So if you're a member of the American Bankers Association or the ICBA or the Texas Bankers Association, you were granted a stay with compliance under the 1071 rule last, I think, a week ago. February 7th. And so this was the appeal from the case that we had heard back last year that we had the delay from. And surprise, surprise, today CFPB did nothing to oppose the stay, and they showed up and said, fine, that's whatever you want to do. And so what does this mean other than another delay for those institutions? Possibly we think the CFPB wants this delay because they want to take the opportunity to rewrite the rule. If I had to bet, that's where my bet would go, that they may rewrite the rule. Maybe we'll go back to those, original data points that were part of the law and possibly be able to avoid those additional ones that the CFPB took it upon themselves to write in. Obviously, the other thing to remember is that to get this rule written, the CFPB was sued to do so. And so if they're now pulling back and choose to rewrite the rule, what does that mean since that case is out there and the CFPB was court ordered to get a final rule written by such and such a date and provide updates? Who knows? That's kind of uncharted territory that I don't know that we can even make an educated guess. Currently, there are two other bills that could make changes with the law. One would repeal the part of the act that includes 1071, and the other would change some definitions and possibly impact coverage. We don't believe either of those bills have the votes they need at this point. So what to do? What has happened so far doesn't really indicate to us that 1071 is going away. Obviously, we've heard from many this week even that are being pushed with, okay, we have vendor bills coming due. I wouldn't be the first one to make a huge 1071 investment. I wouldn't be the one pushing for that. But we also need to be clear that as it stands today, 1071 is still, it's in a delay that we had before, but otherwise it's still here. It's like nothing has been done to make it go away at this point. And so I wouldn't rush forward and make any 1071 investments, but management also has to be like, I would say, there's a lot of uncertainty here. But at this point today, it's still there. It's on the horizon, and we have to make decisions with that in mind as well.
Stay the course. That's what I hear. Don't write a check for 20,000 though to a vendor possibly. Is that what I hear?
Yeah, I wouldn't want my name or my persuasion behind that.
So Diane, what if you're not a member of the ABA or independent community bankers or Texas bankers?
So at this point, you're still on the course that we've been on. And so nothing has changed for you. We would think that if the CFPB wants to take this opportunity to make some changes to the regulation itself, that it would come forward and just say, hey, this stay applies across the board like we saw previously. But that has not happened yet. Part of the court order is that the CFPB does have to give like a status update in 30 days. So maybe we would know more at that point. But at this point, nothing has happened to have the stay apply to all financial institutions across the board. And then going back to our CFPB discussion, who is at the CFPB to undertake these things? And so that's the other question, like someone of the skeleton crew needs to step up and do some work. And